It's recommended that kids your age exercise every day through teenage years.
Kids are naturally curious.
We ask a lot of questions,
but it helps us learn. I'm Kennedy.
I'm Madelyn.
My name is Rylee.
Hi, I'm Billie, and I'm the exercise specialist at Trios Health in cardiac rehab, and today we're talking about exercise. What do you guys know about exercise?
Exercise, it gets your body active, gives you a better healthy living.
Do you know how long you're supposed to exercise every day?
60 minutes.
Good answer. 60 minutes plus, so 2 hours is great, but at least 60 minutes. Do you guys spend that much time exercising every day? Yeah?
As long as it's a school day.
And what about stretching? Because working on your stretching is another kind of exercise.
We
do that too?
We do this, and then we do this, and then we do this.
Do you know how to gauge if you're working hard enough? If it's really exercise? If you can feel your heart beating faster? And if you start to feel like you're breathing heavier? That's a good way to tell if you're working hard enough to make your heart work, that it counts as activity, exercise. Do you guys have any questions about exercise?
Is there exercising things that we don't know about that just doesn't seem like there are exercising things?
Well, sometimes when you go shopping and you park way out in the parking lot and you go in and you walk around for shopping, if you have stairs in your house and you climb stairs a whole bunch, or if you're just in your room dancing, sometimes people have fun at home and they're dancing and skipping around. They don't really consider that to be exercise. But if you spend 10 minutes doing one activity, that starts to count as activity for your day. Wow. So you have to be moving strong enough for 10 minutes to get your heart beating and get you breathing heavier. And anything above 10 minutes counts as your daily activity. Do you guys have siblings that you wrestle with?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Always fight with my sister.
Yeah. Well, sometimes that fighting, wrestling around, that counts as exercise.
I always win.
I'm sure you do. How old is your sister? Is she younger or older than you?
Tomorrow she's turning 3.
She's little, so you have the advantage.
Should people exercise a different amount of time based on how old they are?
They should. It's recommended that kids your age exercise every day through teenage years, and then when you become an adult, you should exercise about 150 minutes or for 30 minutes 5 days a week for healthy adults. And if you have high cholesterol or your heart isn't as strong as it needs to be, or maybe you have diabetes, you should exercise for about 40 minutes 5 days a week.
What if your heart's not healthy?
Then it's even more important for you to exercise to strengthen your heart, because that's one of the big benefits when we talk about strength training. And you said you weren't sure what that was, and you know how you do push-ups to strengthen your arms and your chest, and squats and lunges for your legs. Anytime you do anything to make your heart beat faster, that strengthens your heart. So people that have a weak heart, oftentimes it can get weak from lots of different reasons, but to make it stronger, it's important to exercise and make that heart beat faster for over 10 minutes or more. And that increases how strong the heart is. It can pump blood more efficiently.
Is cleaning like an exercise?
Cleaning can be a very good exercise. Have you ever vacuumed before? You guys are pretty young, but I don't know if you've run a vacuum cleaner. Vacuuming can be a really good exercise. Mopping floors can be a good exercise. And if you don't have a mop, you can put towels on your feet. Have you ever done that before?
No, I'm going to try that.
Yeah, you can get towels. That'll help your mom and dad out. You can put towels on your feet and scoot around in the kitchen or the bathroom, wherever you have hard floors, and exercise.
What happens if you haven't exercised in a long time and then you want to start?
Well, in that case, you need to start kind of slow. For people that haven't exercised for a long time, their heart isn't as strong and their lungs aren't as strong, so you start to breathe heavier faster. Have you guys ever sat around on the couch all day and then you get up to move around, or you've been sick and you've been laying around for a few days and you get up and everything feels kind of weak and it's harder to move around, it's harder to breathe? That's how people feel sometimes when they get deconditioned and they don't exercise much. So for people that haven't exercised for a long time, it's important to start slow and exercise for maybe 10 or 15 minutes, and then they can take a break. And then later on in the day, if they want to exercise for 10 or 15 more minutes, and then every day they can add a couple more minutes until they get stronger, because their muscles are weak, all the connective tissue becomes weak, the heart and the lungs, all those things need to build up strong slowly.
Should you eat before or after you exercise? You at least should wait 10 minutes after you exercise, but I don't know about before.
Before, it's a good idea to not eat too close to exercising, because first off, all the blood goes to your stomach to digest the food, And sometimes people will get have you ever gone for a run and you get a side ache? Sometimes that can happen if you eat too close to exercising. So about an hour to an hour and a half before you exercise is a good time to eat something, or longer, 2 to 3 hours even before you exercise. And then after you exercise, it's important to eat within the hour. You want to have a little bit of protein and a little bit of carbohydrates after you exercise. Have you guys ever played tag or been out at recess or maybe in PE and you ran a whole bunch and maybe it's hot outside and you start to feel a little queasy, your tummy starts to feel sick some? Have you ever had that feeling before? That's usually, so you just got to kind of listen to your body, because that's a good indicator that maybe you're working a little too hard. So then it's a good idea to rest for a couple minutes until you feel like rejoining.
What happens if you don't exercise at all as long as you live?
Well, it's not the healthiest lifestyle. You're more likely to be weaker and not have as much energy, and you're more likely to have several different diseases like heart disease and diabetes, stroke, and your lifespan usually isn't as long. You don't get to live as long of a life, and typically for most people it's not as healthy of a life. Do you guys want to get up and do some exercises?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it. So when you guys were talking about if you're just starting to exercise, what do you do? For somebody that's just starting, they can go right here. Just a little teeny tiny squat. They don't have to grow big. If you've been exercising, you can get down a little lower. And you can do more of them, okay? Then if you want even more, you can bring the arms up.
You can do it all the way to the ground.
Yep, if you can get all the way to the ground, get to the ground. Okay, put your hands back here, palms facing out like they're in your back pocket. Can you stand on one leg? Can you stand on one leg and then tip forward like a teeter-totter? Can you go there?
Oh, we
and then
did
back?
something like that.
Can you do that?
In my gymnastics, it said we have our arms out.
Yep, you can do your arms out. This is for somebody that's just starting. They can keep their hands in close if you're just starting. And then what about coming up on both toes? Can you come up on both toes?
Of course.
And if you're just starting, you can come here. Okay, and then we can go back to the beginning and go here and then up to the toes. And here and up to the toes. And can you guys touch your toes?
Really? I can't
Working on flexibility. Can you straighten your legs?
I can reach them.
Yeah? Thanks, kids, for joining me today.
You're welcome. Thank you for being here. Thank you.
You're welcome.